Okay, Chase Gruenig, we're live, sir. I'm sitting in Chattanooga, Tennessee, on the rooftop at Common House, which is similar to a Greatness Factory, but
Yeah.
more like a Soho club.
Okay.
So just got finished with a meeting with V2 Strategies, which is a company that really sell side advisors for companies that want to sell. I'm in the private equity game and helping companies sell or exit. So I'm always building relationships with sales side advisors, private equity funds, all those type people. So we have some key leverage there when it's time to do that. So tell me about what's going on with you today.
Well, we just had a major call with a lot of our partners or potential partners and rolled out. I mean, we're already far into 2026. We're Q1, Q2 planning and really rolling out visions for our potential partners and our current partners. And the one message I had this morning is we're just enhancing. We're not changing. We're enhancing what we already do well. We're doubling, tripling, quadrupling down and really enhancing a lot of our offerings and partnerships.
So when you think about this concept, let's just take expansion. Um, at church on Sunday, the pastor talked about creating life altering relationships. And I thought,
Mm.
when you meet certain people, those people can be life altering relationships. You want to be one of those people. I call them needle movers. They're people that move the needle. But when he said it like that, I'm like, man, number one, I want to be that for people. I want to be a person that's a life altering relationship for a person, like it changes their whole life. I know that's the business you're in. But then I started thinking about, like, why do people not place themselves? Why do people not go looking for these life altering relationships, right? If I own an insurance agency, somewhere along the way, my prey drive is activated to scale to grow that agency. Why don't I go looking for people who can help me have a life altering path? Why do you think people just stay kind of fixated for 20 or 30 years and they never go looking for that one person of expansion?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that today, and you always say confidence is the memory of success.
Yeah.
I also think the same can be true for failure. I mean, a lot of people start trying to get to that new level or work with somebody life altering. It gets hard, and they hit that ceiling, they get slammed down, and they just quit. Whereas the people that I see have success, they push through, or that uncomfort, they welcome that. And I used the example in our business this year is we took a step back to take a step forward. I developed a leadership team. I brought in high-level people that could help me get to the next level. And like we always say, it's always the who's. And I think a lot of people have that ceiling or have some toughness or get slammed down and they never go back.
Yep.
So fear of failure and that memory of failure or not having that immediate success or having some challenges or some uncomfort, I think is what prevents people from finding that.
Yeah, and I also think, when you're thinking about that, the other thing I think that people really struggle with is they lack the psychological flexibility
Mm-hmm.
and the boldness to go looking for it. Now, let me give you an example. You and I were talking off camera about us beginning to raise capital for Greatness Factories and expand those and grow those around the U.S. Well, I spent the whole weekend studying like the WeWork model, going back to all the books I'd read, watching all the documentaries again. And in that book, it shows you all the people who were instrumental in the rapid growth of that. Right? There's a guy named Michael Gross that was Ted Kramer, Michael Gross. These are people who were in the belly of the beast. And you could look those people up today. Okay, that dude's now working at this company. That dude's now working at this company. The boldness, it comes in of like, I'm going to go find that dude. If I got to go to New York City and spend time with that guy because he was involved in the hyper growth of that company. Okay, and that's really where a lot of people lack. It's like they go, well, I could never talk to that dude. I could never do that. And I remember being interested in doing certifications in our coaching, and I'm going, who did Maxwell's certification? Oh, it's Paul Martinelli. I just remember pulling over on the side of the road one day, looking up Paul Martinelli's office, and picking up the phone and calling his office and going, how do I spend time with this dude? And Chase, I'll never forget what his assistant said. She said it's $2,200 for 90 minutes And I was like, what? Like I could spend 90 minutes with him for $2,200 to figure out how he did this? She said, yeah. I said, book it. Like, book it. Like, when can we schedule this? So it's like, why do you think people don't do that?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it is that fear of failure. I mean, I remember when I started this coaching business, I mean, I did everything I could to get in your office, and I said, I want you to partner with me on this. I want to get there a lot faster, and I want to learn from somebody that's done this at a high level. And I was willing to do whatever it took at the time. Flash forward a year and a half, 2 years later, and we've developed a multi-million-dollar coaching company. And I think when you do something on your own, you're much more susceptible to fail. And a lot of people have an issue of asking for help. I think that's the biggest thing is you have people that just are afraid to ask for help or think, what do you always say? 20% of people don't think they need your help.
Yeah. 80% don't think they can do it internally.
Yeah.
They read the books, they go to the meetings, but they actually don't believe they can go do it. Okay. Yeah. 20% of people believe they can actually go do it without the help of another person. Now, I never see big time people think like that. What I see big time people think is, I need this person, and I need that person, and I need this person, because these people are Navy SEALs, right? And it's like we're going to acquire talent, and we're going to get better. So I think when you're thinking about growing an insurance agency, it's like, okay, in between A and B, I'm here. I first have to have a desire to grow. Then I got to go get around. Then I got to figure out who my who's are. Then I got to get into action. Then I need to partner with the right people. Versus, I'm going to just stay small and stay here. Isn't that how most people think and stay for most of their life?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people, though, too, is to go to a different level. It requires higher level people, in my opinion. People that will challenge you, people that will make you grow. And I think that's been a huge part of what's allowed us to grow is finding people that challenge the leader, that push the leader, and move the needle, as you say. And those are not cheap people. Those are not people that think small.
Yep.
And for you to think bigger, you got to surround yourself with bigger thinkers, not only on your internal team, but your external teams and your advisory boards that you put around you.
Yeah. So I think one of the lessons that we're talking about today is, let's call it, who's your who?
Yeah.
And do you have the boldness to go get in a room with them, no matter what it costs? You know, if I call a dude that was at WeWork and I say, look, I got a new concept called the Greatness Factory. I'm going to hyperscale it like you did WeWork. How much would it cost me to fly to New York City to spend an hour to 3 hours with you? And he says, hey, man, it's 10 grand, 15 grand, whatever. Do you have the wherewithal? Okay, this is going to accelerate my path. How do I speed this cycle up? How do I get there quicker? Now, identifying your who's, having the psychological flexibility to move forward, and the remarkable boldness to actually get in a meeting with them. They're out there, man. They've already done what you want to do. They know how to do it. So how does a person do that? You know, if they're out there and they're running a small insurance shop, how do they do it with you? How do they find you?
Yeah, there's a few different ways to work with us. And number one would be become a partner. So align your contracts, align your business, and receive strategic mentorship for us. The other option would be entering our coaching platform, which requires no contracting. It's strictly consulting, and that's where we're going to teach you how to get more revenue, more leads, and hire more people. Yep. I talked to you a couple weeks ago. It's like you said somebody could narrow down what they do in a couple words, and I walked away from that and said, we help people get more revenue, yep, get more leads, and hire more people. Yep. And that's really, at the end of the day, the problems we solve. And that's the three biggest problems I see in an insurance agency. Yep. You either need more revenue, you either need more leads, or you need to hire more people. And if somebody can teach you how to do all three of those, the sky's the limit.
Yeah. So it's really, I could sum all of that work in acceleration, right? Really what you're doing is accelerating people. You call it optimizing, right? Yep. Optimization. But
yep,
I think if you're out there and you're watching this, guys, you got to ask yourself, how long do you stay small? How long do you wander in the wilderness? How long do you stay in the same place? How long do you, because I also believe where there's no pain, there's no change. And until something comes along and exposes you to make it thinking bigger, somebody has that conversation with you like, hey man, you're thinking small. You're playing a small level versus a big level. Get a seat at a bigger table. And I got a big table. big enough for all of us to sit at today. So to me, that's what they got to do. Now, let's talk about some coaching events that are coming up. Got some coaching events coming up because you're in season right now, but you got some coaching events coming up beginning of the year.
Yeah, we've made some big announcements. We've enhanced our Coach G platform. You can join the coach's office or the coach's playbook. And like I said, that's exactly how you're going to learn how to get more revenue per client, get more leads, and hire more people. We're about to announce a big event here in Q1 that you're going to be speaking at the Greatness Factory. February 17th. And that'll be a 2-day event at the Greatness Factory where we teach exactly how to do that. It'll be the least expensive ticket we've ever offered just because we want to make sure we get people in the room.
Yeah.
As you always say, we get people in the room, that'll open the mind and show them what's possible. But what I really believe and what our industry has shown us is our members that have worked with us for 12 months, they've seen exponential growth.
Yep.
We're not talking about 100% year-over-year growth. We're seeing 300, 400, 500% year-over-year growth. We're seeing people hire their first 6 people. I talked to an agency today, went from being a solo practice to hiring 6 people within the last 6 months
Yep.
with us. I mean, we're talking about a whole different operation. You look, feel, and do completely different within 6 months of working with us. And that's what we're designing, and that's what we're bringing out to the industry is how to have more than 100% year-over-year growth. Everybody's like, I just want to double next year. Well, I want to see triples.
Well, I think getting people in the coaching program, introducing them to quantum leap thinking, show them the difference between incremental growth and rapid expansion and growth, and it is possible. Have them start believing that it is possible for them. Get them start thinking strategic partnership, acquisition, merger, right? Like truly introduce them to big table moves. Because a lot of people come in and they're not thinking like that. They're thinking, man, how do I sell a little bit more insurance? They're not thinking, how do I build this powerhouse?
Yeah.
The coaching is activation, and the coaching is expansion of thought, and that's really get people in there. That's when their mind goes to another place.
And that's a huge part of what I wrote in this book, Dynasty, is, we become a championship producer, but then we need to move on to creating a championship team. You can only do so much as yourself, and that's the biggest cap I see on people is they want to do more. And that's the worst thing you can do. It should be, how can I find more people that I can duplicate and oversee and work yourself out of? I've seen the most tremendous growth in our business this year where it grows without me. I can go to Tijuana for a month and this thing's going to grow and grow and grow. Yep. And that's what I'm trying to help our members and our other operators see is this thing can grow without you when we have the proper systems, processes, and people in place.
Well, I think moving from, I always call it production to production capacity, moving from a technician to an owner, making these moves of thinking different is going to happen when you get in a room with people who are doing it. Okay. And that's really what you're doing, because you're doing it and then you're teaching people how to do it. You're not just teaching people how to do it. So the book is Dynasty. Where can they get the book?
You can get it on Amazon, and we also have it on CoachGHuddle.com. You can download it for free right now.
Well, go get the book, guys. Chase is growing a rapidly growing insurance agency. It's got a coaching business. In its first year, it's done over $1 million of revenue. It's the place to be if you're out there and you're just wandering in the wilderness. There's nobody giving you any direction. There's nobody giving you any guidance. You're out there and you have a desire to grow something. Then, man, quit sitting on the sideline and get a seat at the table.
I say it all the time. In our business, somebody is making money off you.
Yep.
We call it an upline. You call it an FMO, a support system, whatever. And as you always say, I ask people to just get super serious. Just get super serious and honest with yourself. Is your current support system, your upline, your FMO, are they going to get you to your desired destination? Is that the right vehicle to get you from A to B, as you always say? And 9 times out of 10, people know it when they get super honest with themselves. They are not in the right vehicle.
100%.
And they're not working with somebody that can teach them what they're trying to do. They're working with a marketer behind a desk, and they need to be working with somebody that's actively done what they're trying to do. And that's the gap that we solve in this industry. Is I've worn every hat. I've been on a couch earning $2,000 a year. I've started off in a captive agency. I started my own agency, and now we have a national marketing organization. Yeah. And we literally know how to get you through each step along the way.
I love it, man. All right, coach to coach today. We talked about expansion. We talked about rapid growth, quantum leap thinking, um, going from the technician to the owner, rapid growth. You can get all this stuff in the coaching program, Coach G. All of it. Come to the Greatness Factory, be part of the events, get activated. There could be other discussions that you want to have with Chase. I mean, biggest thing I'm really challenging people to do who watch this is, man, quit sitting on the side if you're in the insurance business and actually take an action.
Yeah.
Have the boldness to take an action. And the action for today may be buy the book. It may be schedule a meeting. Maybe come to an event. But don't sit and watch other people go get it and you think, well, you can't do it. That's the main thing.
Yep. I'm with you.
All right, Coach. Good session today, man. I'm sitting out in the hot sun. It's burning a hole in my top of my head right here.
Yeah. Hopefully you got some sunscreen on there.
Yeah, I do. It's not too bad. It's nice and cool, though. I like Chattanooga. It's a cool city.
Yeah. Appreciate your day, Coach. Appreciate you getting on.
All right, brother. Make it a great day.
All right. Take care, Coach.
Thank you.